Hello, good day everyone. My name is Nika Antondino, a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, third year college level. So for today, I will going to discuss about the system integration and architecture. So we have two topics to be discussed, which is one, benefits of using system architecture diagram, and two, system architecture diagram. As we proceed to the first topic, the benefits of using system architecture diagram, here are the three main goals. We have the aid understanding, boost transparency. The third one is improve collaboration. For the aid understanding, diagrams provide a top-down view of a process, making it easier to collaborate and understand how new features or jobs affect other elements. For the second goal is the boost transparency. A good communication is essential for successful non-static product development, making it easier to keep track of jobs and progress. The third one is to improve collaboration. Understanding the processes and features helps identify weak points, bottlenecks, and improve collaboration. For the following, we have the five different types of diagram. We have the application architecture diagram, the AWS architecture diagram. The third one is the Azure architecture diagram. The fourth one is the Kubernetes architecture diagram. And last but not least, the GCP architecture diagram. For the first type of diagram is the application architecture diagram. This diagram gives a top-level view of our software structure. To elaborate, it generally includes various components that interact with each other and how the software interacts with external databases and servers. It's useful for explaining software to clients and stakeholders, and assessing the impact of adding new features or upgrading, replacing, or merging existing applications. For the next diagram is the AWS architecture diagram. AWS stands for the Amazon Web Services, or AWS. It's a cloud platform that provides database storage, content delivery, compute power, and other services. An AWS diagram is used to describe the topology and design of apps built via AWS cloud solutions. So we have here the example of the AWS architecture diagram, which is the two-tier scalable web application architecture in one zone. So we have the URL here, the www.example.com. So we have the Amazon Route 53. So down there, we have the line here that connects to the elastic load balancing, then connect to the EC2 instance. So the connection is inside the box or inside the database. So we have here the availability zone number 1, which is a database, and we have here the inside of the box is the auto scaling group, which is they are flexible or they are adjustable. We have there the root volume and the data volume. So the root volume connects with logs to the Amazon S3 bucket, and also for the data volume that connects to the Amazon EBS snapshot up to the Amazon S3 bucket. Then we have here the cloud font, which is the media.example.com. So this is just connecting all just connects to the same database or servers. So for the third diagram, we have the Azure architecture diagram. The Microsoft Azure, aka Azure, is a cloud computing service created by Microsoft. It's used for the building, testing, deploying, and managing apps and other services through Microsoft managed data centers. The Azure architecture diagrams help you design and implement app solutions on Azure. So we have here the example of the Azure application, Azure architecture diagram. We have here the browser. From the browser, it connects to the personalized offer logic, and then it will be connected to the cold start product affinity and to the machine learning or the product affinity. Then down there will be connected to the Cosmos database of the Azure services, and then it also connects to the dashboard, or you can just decide to go to the personalized offer logic. And then we have here the connection to from personalized offer logic to the input event hub. Then connect to the Azure Stream analytics near real-time aggregates, and then down there will be the raw stream data. So this is the diagram of the Azure architecture. So for the fourth one, we said the Kubernetes architecture diagram. The Kubernetes, or the K8 for short, is an open source container orchestration tool designed by Google. It's used for bundling and managing clusters of containerized applications. The Kubernetes architecture diagrams visualize the automation plan for deploying, scaling, and managing containerized applications. Simply put, it makes it easier for teams to understand the process. So we have here also the other example of the diagram for the Kubernetes architecture diagram. We have here also the system connects to the system DNS and to the cluster, to the database, to the API. So it's just been squared, squared cycle. Just they're all connected from the system to the pod and to deploy. So for the last architecture diagram is the GCP, or the Google Cloud Platform, or GCP is a Google's public cloud offering. Therefore, the difference between this and AWS and Azure is that GCP is built upon Google's huge infrastructure that handles the traffic and workload of all Google users. The GCP architecture diagrams help you understand the design and operation of your Google Cloud Platform architecture. So this is the diagram for the GCP architecture. So we have here our desktop, our phones, and we have here the publisher. So we have here our desktop phones, which is we're connected to the cloud DNS or the server or no database, and you have here the cloud load balancing, and then it is also connect here to the Zone, which is the content server to compute engine, and we have here the two content server for the phone and for the desktop. It's also the same. They're also similar, just the same zone. And We have here the different storage, which is we have the cloud storage and the cloud SQL or the database. And also, both the user and the publisher will be connected to the content server and also connected to the static content and the dynamic content. So for the last goal, I mean the last one to discuss is the system architecture design or diagram. So I have here the example of the diagram, which is the residence information. We have here, we're going to collect the data or the information from the resident, and we have here the user admin, and we have the user n. So from the user admin, we're going to connect to the admin's visual interface, and then down to the web server. And from the web server, the database is connected to the web server, which is also has the admin's control. For the user end, we have the user's visual interface, which is the user. Um, for the user to use and be directed to the web server. So that's all for our topic for this day for the system integration and architecture. Thank you for listening and have a good day. See you next time.